Have you ever wanted to start a side hustle that you can do from your computer? Inside Online Side Hustle Success Secrets, we're going to share with you several side hustles that you can actually do from your computer. And these side hustles are not your traditional side hustles that you hear talked about, such as an online business or anything of that nature. These are actual jobs. So we've talked about offline side hustles that you may have heard about. So those would be your Uber, your DoorDash, your delivery apps, things of that nature where you're actually physically driving and doing service for people, like Instacart where you're shopping, or TaskRabbit where you're actually building things for people or helping them move. Those are different types of side hustles. There's some of you that maybe you still want to just stay in your computer, but you want to make extra income on tasks that you can do very simply. So we're going to cover several online side hustles that you can do inside this training. So you're going to really open your eyes to some new opportunities that you can use to generate extra income for yourself. Now, many of the side hustles we're going to talk about, these all can be done online, and side hustles are not restricted to just offline or doing work for other people. They do enable you to make extra money. Now, keep in mind, again, these are side hustles in the sense that you're trading time for money, but there is nothing wrong with that because that can really help you get paid quickly, and it can help you have more flexibility within your life and within your business. Because if you are doing an online side hustle after the kids are in bed, maybe you can't go out and drive Uber or DoorDash because somebody needs to be there for them, but you do have the flexibility that you could log on and do some of these online side hustles. It also would allow you, if you are an entrepreneur, to invest back into your business, because if you grow your business, you want to invest in ads, you want to invest in coaching, you want to invest in training, and these allow you to do those things. The other thing it does is reduce your stress, because money stresses can really weigh on you. Financial stress can be very difficult. So if you want to make extra income, this is your opportunity to do that. Now we're going to cover tips for success with online side hustles. The first thing is that you need to create a winning workspace. By a winning workspace, that would mean something that's dedicated for your business. That means you have your laptop set up or you have your computer set up, because it can be very difficult if you have to just move your workstation all throughout the day. So it's good to have a dedicated workspace. Not essential, because you can roam around your house, your apartment, your condo, whatever, and do the work where you want to do it at, but it is important to have a dedicated workspace for long-term hours. You want to try to free your workspace of distractions. So try to have it not be as cluttered. Maybe remove clutter, remove things, on occasion clean your desk. Those types of things can lead to distractions and make it difficult to focus. You also want to stretch to begin your day. Stretching is so important. You're going to spend many hours sometimes sitting at the computer. So stretch often. Start your day, just very simple stretches, nothing crazy. Stretch your arms out, breathe in, relax, and then sit down and get to work. Every hour or so, get up, move around a little bit to keep the blood flow going, and also look away from your computer on occasion to reduce eye strain as well. But stretching is going to be really important because that's an increase, and make your workspace even more entertaining for you and easier to stay at. The other thing is to have snacks and food readily available throughout your house, maybe nearby your workspace, so then you can just grab it while you're working and not have to waste too much time getting up. Now, just like anything that you're doing online, if you're trying to run an online business, if you're trying to make extra income, whatever it is you're doing, if you're at your job, you have to be consistent. If you want to make a consistent payday at a regular job, you have to consistently show up. Show up consistently for maximum opportunities, because every one of these online side hustles are going to pay you if you show up. It may seem like common sense, but a lot of times we might think like, oh, I'm running a side hustle. This is truly going to be on my own times, which for the most part it is. It's times that you've dedicated to work, but you still have to log in. You still have to log the hours so you can get paid and use that to invest in your business. You can set specific hours for yourself. These could be hours after the kids go to bed, maybe early in the morning before they wake up. It could be early on a Saturday morning or on a Sunday morning before you do your activities. Whatever the case is, you can make that work for you. Treat it like a regular job to maximize your earning potential. Now, again, I'm not saying that a regular job maximizes your earning potential, because that can really truly be obtained through entrepreneurship. But by showing up regular and having regular hours, you can earn more money. Now, keep in mind, this is money that you can use to invest in yourself, invest in your business, fix your finances, clean up your whatever it is you need to do, pay a bill, get out of debt. That's why we're doing this. That's why we're talking about these right now. Be ready to work and be in a positive state of mind. If you're in a positive state of mind, it is going to be easier and you're going to enjoy what you do more. And remember your why. Remember that you're not doing these online side hustles because this is your new future, this is your new career, this is your new whatever the case is. Remember your why. Why are you doing this? Are you trying to take your family on an unforgettable vacation? Are you trying to pay off debt? Are you trying to go pay your way through school? Are you trying to help your kids, pad your kids' college tuition account? Are you trying to fund your business and you're going to use this money to invest in your business? The point is you need to remember your why. Why are you doing this? And that will make it so much easier for you to show up. That's very important for you. And you can adopt this mindset when you're working a regular job. It will make your job and your life so much easier. Now, for most of these online side hustles, you will need access to a PayPal account because many of them actually will choose to pay you with PayPal. Some will also pay you with a bank account, but I do want to point out if you do not have a PayPal account, now is a good time to get that, as many online opportunities will pay you directly with PayPal. Now, one of the first opportunities, and you might look at this and say, there's no way that I can do this. Or you might look at this and say, online notary service, I'm not even a notary. Now, I'm going to specify this specific task. This of everything that we've covered, we always cover, most of the tasks are going to work across the country, across the globe. In this particular situation, this is more United States specific. So if you are outside of the US, you could actually scroll past this one and you'll find the next opportunity most likely will be suitable. And at the very end, we actually share many other online side hustles you can do. Now, an online notary service for those in the United States, again, this is not limited to those of you that already are a notary, which I know is going to be a very minute percentage, a very small amount of you watching this are even a notary. So do not stress because you can actually get paid to notarize documents without prior notary experience. You can get paid for real estate closings, business transactions, personal business matters, and much more. You can get paid by helping people notarize documents. Just like if you've ever done an online notary where you have to go to a Notary of Republic and you have to go to like a UPS store, a post office, a bank, wherever somebody, an insurance agency, wherever somebody has a notary, or to an office of, a notary or somebody that is one of those, like a secretary's office or something. If you've ever had to do that, you know what a pain it is to go drive there. There are now services that have popped up all over the internet that are do online notaries. And you can actually be a notary for people without having to do extra work. Online notary services are changing how notaries are done. It also saves paper and it saves time. And you can actually earn up to $25 per notarization in most cases, and sometimes even more for things like the real estate closings and loan signings as well. So if you become a loan signing agent, which takes a little more, just a small training, you could actually bump your pay to where you could make a significantly higher pay every time you do a notary. And these notaries can sometimes only take about 15 minutes of your time, maybe a little bit less, sometimes a little bit more, depending on the complexity of it. But they make it very easy because you can do it 100% from the comfort of your own home. And I actually have experience with this because I had to get a document notarized for my business. And so because of that, I had to actually work with an online notary. Now, I did not have to become a licensed notary, but I learned the process when I watched how it was done. And it prompted me to actually go online and say, how does somebody become an online notary? And I learned that it's a very simple process. So all you have to do is become a licensed notary. You can actually go to notaries.com. You'll learn all about the licensing requirements. It's very simple. In most cases, the requirements are you have to be 18 years old and a United States citizen. And you also need to follow the state guidelines. Some have different guidelines about insurances that you need to take out, which again is very, very inexpensive and not that much money. You have to be at least 18 years old, be able to write and read English, be a citizen or permanent legal resident of the United States, and have access to a computer or smartphone, preferably a computer. And you just have to be consistent and ready to work. These are all the guidelines. It does not take much to be a notary. You do have to take just a simple quiz. Some states will make you take a quiz, but a lot of states will just have you apply to be a notary, and then you get what's called a surety bond, which basically protects if you notarize something that gets you in trouble. It's actually kind of like insurance, if you will. And you can learn all about that at notaries.com. It's a very simple process, and based on research done online, it's usually just a few weeks, and you can be successfully listed as an online notary, and then you can apply for some of the websites we're going to share with you here in just a moment. Now, you can also research notarize.com/notary, as they provide a lot of great information. Notarize.com is awesome because they are one of the services we're going to talk about where you can actually make money just sitting at your computer and interacting with people for just a few minutes while you help them notarize their important documents. So notarize.com is the website, one of them that you can actually sign up for. In fact, you'll notice they have solutions for people that need to notarize a document, and also in the top navigation, you'll see where it says for notaries. You can notarize now for every notary and make money for it. So it's really powerful as you can grow your business with them. The other service is bluenotary.us, bluenotary.us. So once you become a notary, there's multiple websites that you can actually join and actually do this service for. And within minutes, you can actually get paid, and it's just powerful. So the great thing about these solutions is that in under 10 minutes, people can have a document notarized, and you can get paid a significant amount of money for that service. So this is a great opportunity, and it does not cost you anything to sign up at bluenotary.us or for notarize.com, because they actually collect a service fee. So they're making money as well, so they need notaries. Another service that's very similar is called notarycam.com, notarycam.com. It allows you to get your documents legally notarized, but you also can become a notary. So again, it's another one of those services where once you get that notary license, which is very simple, and we gave you the websites to do, you can sit at your computer, wait for new notary opportunities, and then you too can go out there and do this service for other people. So it's a really simple way that you can do notary services. Fiverr is another great way to do notaries. So what's really interesting here is that on Fiverr, there's actually the powerful thing about it is Fiverr allows notaries to actually post their jobs online. So if you have a notary certificate, you can actually post your gig on Fiverr and generate easy money by doing online notaries. And so it's really awesome for those of you that want to make extra income. So it's powerful. Now, that leads me to Fiverr.com. This is a website where you can literally do any online service for other people. Many of you have probably heard about Fiverr, and it allows you to work your way. You bring the skill, you'll make earning easy. So very similar to a platform like, let's say, eBay or Etsy, which already has millions and millions of visitors. That's Fiverr. Fiverr has millions of people going to Fiverr saying, I want to hire somebody to help me with graphic design. I want to hire somebody to help me do a voiceover. I want to hire somebody to help me write documents. Whatever the case is, you'll find it at Fiverr. Now, the gigs on Fiverr, they literally have a large range. They range from $5 all the way up to $10,000. So it's not, it used to be just $5, but now you can charge $100, $200, $5,000 if you wanted to get crazy for certain services that you can provide. In most cases, you're going to do simple things like, I will edit your document for $50, or I will create a new graphic for you if you're good at graphics, or if you are good at using certain online software. Let's say that you have skills with WordPress or with setting up landing pages with ClickFunnels or a service like that. You can actually get paid. Maybe you're good at email automation. You're good at strategy. You're good at coaching. Whatever the case is, you can offer it on Fiverr. You could offer life coaching services, business coaching, all sorts of services that you can provide on Fiverr that you may not have thought about, and use that to generate extra income online. The key is you want to research your competition. Fiverr is a search engine. A lot of these powerful platforms, they are actual search engines where people are actually searching for items in there. You want to provide value. You want to make sure that what you're charging, they get amazing value and then some. So if it's business coaching, then that's what you're going to offer them, is amazing value at business coaching. You want to provide strong customer service. That means engage with them from the time they engage with you. So if they sign up with you, you want to respond quickly and be persistent and be on top of it. You also want to price your offer to win initially. Does not mean you have to stay at a lower price point, but if you are brand new to Fiverr, it is very difficult to compete with people that already have gigs and they already have star ratings. So you may have to undercut their price for the first few gigs. You're still making money, you just may not be making as much. But the key to remember is that momentum builds momentum. Momentum builds momentum, and it keeps building up and keeps building up. So that first sale oftentimes is that first domino that triggers the rest of the sales for your offer, for your promotion. It also allows you to generate positive reviews to grow on that platform, because it's very important that you do that. You do want to include testimonials and examples of your work on Fiverr, and you also want to include keywords in your listing to maximize the reach for your gig. That's very important. So if you are doing, let's say, an online notary, or let's say you are doing editing a document, or you're editing a podcast, let's say you're doing podcast editing, you would use podcast editing services or powerful podcast editing services in your title. That way podcast editing services gets in there. In your description, you're going to talk about podcast editing. You're going to focus on those keywords, because that's what draws people in. That's how you get discovered. That's how you get found. You have to make yourself discoverable so that your gig shows up and is relevant in their search results. You do want to respond quickly to requests as they come in, or if people inquire about your opportunity. You will also find on Fiverr that there are people that actually submit requests saying, I'm looking for a podcast editor. I'm looking for somebody that can format books. I'm looking for somebody to build me a WordPress site. I'm looking for somebody to build me a ClickFunnels funnel. What would you charge? And you can respond quickly to those requests as well. It's also very important that you meet your deadlines. This is not the time to procrastinate any client's work. You do have to try to meet those deadlines, because Fiverr will reward you for that, and the client will reward you as well. It's very important that you're descriptive and clear on your deliverables. This is a business transaction. So whatever you are selling on Fiverr, whether that is a video, video coaching, whether that is, training, whatever the case is, you want to be descriptive and clear on what they are getting. So you could say, I want to, this is what I'm offering for you. I'm going to edit a document of up to 1,000 words for this amount, and the turnaround time is 48 hours. You want to be very clear on those deliverables. When responding to customers, even if you're typing, because that's how you're going to be interacting with them most of the time, smile when responding to them. It is amazing how a smile can change the tone of an email or change the tone of a message. It's very powerful that you understand that. You also want to make sure you use ample examples on your gig page. That means examples of your work, examples of past work, especially if you're somebody that is starting out and you have not received many reviews. This is your time to showcase your work and how valuable of an asset you can be if they hire you. The other thing that works great on Fiverr as somebody that's selling is when you're posting your listing. And as far as the how to post your listing, all you have to do is go to Fiverr and follow their tutorials. They do a great job. In fact, I'm going to show you an example Fiverr listing here in a moment, but their tutorials do a great job and they're constantly updated. So do stay tuned to those, because they will really help you. Now, you want to offer an add-on service to your gig to generate more money. So those are like upsells. So for example, if you're offering to review and edit somebody's 1,000-word document, or you're going to edit their 30-minute podcast, what you would do is you could say the normal turnaround time is 3 days, but if you buy this add-on service for an extra $20 or something, let's say as an example, for an extra $20, we will turn this around in 24 hours for you. So that means you are going to move it to the top of your workload, and you're going to turn it around quicker. You will be surprised how many people will do something like that, because money loves speed. People love to get things done. And as an entrepreneur that's hiring somebody on Fiverr, they might be enticed to pay $20 to get it very fast. And that is actually more money for you. Now, here's a great example of somebody that is a professional editor, and they edit articles and business content. They also write article. They're a top rated seller. They have 28 feedbacks on this particular gig, but they've also done a lot of other gifts as well on the Fiverr platform. They've done a whole lot of other gigs on there. So what they do with this Fiverr gig is he will do basic proofreading and basic editing. Now notice he is using keywords strategically. He says, I will edit your articles. So edit articles, edit business content. I will edit your articles and business content. So that is right out there. Business articles, business content, article content, edit content. Notice all those keywords in that title. That's what draws people in. Notice in the right-hand side where it says basic, standard, and premium. It is very clear what you are going to get in a 3-day deliverable. You will get proofreading. We will fix your basic grammar and punctuation and spelling in your provided document. As you move up to standard or premium levels, you will actually get different opportunities like structural edits, line edits, rewriting, those types of things as well. Now, notice how detailed he is. So he has been very detailed in his descriptions. He talks about his qualifications, talks about frequent projects that he works on, so that way you know what kind of work to hire him for. He has samples of his work, and you can see an example of that. And he will show like, hey, here's an original. And what I love about this is he's actually sharing true examples of this is how I would do my work. So John went to the supermarket and got eggs. John strolled to the supermarket and purchased eggs. So he will show how he would actually turn around the document. Now, if you're doing podcast editing, you could show a before and after. If you're doing video editing, if you're doing a graphic design project, if you're whatever it is you're doing, you could show a before and after. You could show examples of websites you've built. You could show examples of landing pages. You could show examples of email work you've done. Now, it's really important that you use keywords. And notice he has relevant gig keywords to actually attract their search bots, because Fiverr is a search engine again. And so down at the bottom, he added in additional keywords, which would be a really good idea for you to add. Added keywords like proofreading and editing, blog editor, edit article, blog post, edit business documents, proofreading. Think about all the keywords that your audience would look for the gig that you can offer. And this is one that he's built up over time, but he will edit 500 words for $60, and people pay for that. That's pretty good money if you're somebody that could edit a document and you've got experience with that. Now, let's say you don't want to do Fiverr and you don't want to be an online notary. There's a service called Cambly where you can actually be an online English teacher as long as you're a native English speaker. So Cambly allows native English speakers to get paid to actually teach English to people. So go to Cambly.com and you can learn how you can tutor people in English and get paid to talk to people around the world. So it's a fun way to generate money. There's no teaching certificate required, bachelor's degree, or prior teaching experience needed. So if you want to sign up and just talk to people from other cultures and help them learn a language, Cambly could be a platform for you to generate additional income and really kickstart initial income for your business. But if you want to make extra money, Cambly is a great source where you can actually interact with people. So you might find it to be fun as well, but more importantly, you could be interacting with people and getting paid for it at the very same time. The other service that you have out there is called AllegisTranscription.com. Allegis Transcription. Now, they've been around for a while. This is a service that offers accurate transcriptions for companies and organizations. They are constantly looking for transcribers, and there's many other transcriber jobs. There's also transcribing apps out there, but Allegis Transcription still has a very large group of clients that do want to work with them, and they will pay top dollar for good work. So they have a lot of transcription jobs that you can apply for. So you need to go to AllegisTranscription.com and see if there's opportunities for you to do work for them. And a lot of times they will onboard new transcriptionists all the time. They even have a promotional video, so they're constantly trying to recruit new people to work for them, and they pay really well compared to other transcription services. Now, this one called Humanitic is a very fun opportunity for you to make an online side hustle. What Humanitic does is it allows you to review calls and get paid for those calls. So with this service, like if you've ever called a company and they say this call is being recorded, that's what Humanitic does. Humanitic actually allows you to review calls, and then you can make notes and you answer a couple simple questions, and it allows you to earn real money and allows you to earn money quickly. Now, I will say about Humanitic is the pay is not great, but this does work for people all over, and it can be a nice side hustle income for extra money online. Now, another side hustle that you can really focus on is AmazonMTurk.com. AmazonMTurk.com. It allows you to make money in your spare time for completing very simple tasks. And this is one that works for international people. And the great thing about it is there's a lot of different tasks available. Some of those tasks could be just reviewing things. It could be identifying objects in a photo or video, deduplication, transcribing audio recordings, researching data for people, clicking your mouse on websites to do user testing. There's a variety of different things you can use MTurk, or it's more well known as Amazon Mechanical Turk, but it goes by mturk.com. And you can actually sign up and start to get money in your spare time from your computer and get paid for completing simple tasks. With MTurk, the pay is not the greatest, but there are projects that will pay more than others, but it can generate you consistent income. Some of the jobs are very easy, so you could actually even have TV on, have the kids going crazy while you're making a little bit of extra money to put food on the table, provide for yourself, get yourself ahead financially, whatever the case is. That's why you use services like this. This is not a full-time job, but it can make money, hence an online side hustle. So it's a great one to look at, especially for those of you overseas as well. Now, there are the international options that you can do for your online side hustles. Mturk.com is great with Amazon, Fiverr, Humanitic. You do need a PayPal because they will pay you that way. These services are all great for international sellers, and they work perfectly. Now, what you need to do is choose your online side hustle now. Which one are you going to pursue? Is it Fiverr? Do you want to be an online notary? Do you want to just listen to calls and get paid? Do you want to do transcription? You can decide what you want to do. Do you want to sit at your computer and use a service like Mturk to do simple tasks that some are very easy and pointing and clicking your mouse? Choose your online side hustle. Get started. Remember, the key thing is that momentum builds success. So if you're struggling with your main business as an entrepreneur, if you're struggling to get out of your regular 9 to 5, doing some of these online side hustles could be just the kick that you need in order to push yourself towards success. That means you make $100 doing something on mturk.com over quite a while of time. Or let's say you make a $20 sale for a gig that you are performing on Fiverr or doing on Fiverr for somebody. $20. That may not seem like a lot, but that can be life-changing because the first time you see another sale notification come in, that also triggers more success for you. That is a mindset shift, and that will transform how you look at business. So choose your online side hustle, get started, show up, and you will see results.